There's no special rules that need to be done. It's pretty slick. So what we'll do is we'll come in here. Let's make sure it's working. Let's go to change network options. Let's go here. So properties. Let's go here. Let's obtain. And it should identify. And everything should work hunky-dory. Well, or so we hope. Sometimes these lab environments don't work as well as you'd expect them to. Okay, well, and our scope is set up, and our scope should be working. So, what is going on? Should need a firewall rule for this. Oh, there it is. So it is getting a lease. So that's good. It's just, for some reason, there it is, taking a long time. It says we have no internet. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. It just took its time. Beautiful. So now let's go over to command prompt. Let's do a quick ping out to the Google. And that doesn't work, so that's no good. I'll have to figure that out, but let's do an ipconfig/all. And we can see we're joined to the domain. We've got DHCP enabled. We're picking up an address in that range. Our default gateway is set. Our DHCP server is set. Our DNS server is set. Why we don't have internet, that's the next question. So I can ping out that way, but I can't ping with a host name. Okay, that's fine. We'll come back to that one. But at least there it goes to show you, it just works. Nothing special. You don't need any firewall rules. You don't need anything. Okay, so let's go on over to our DNS and let's see why we are not. We've got a forwarder in there. Let's add some more. Okay. So I mean, in theory, we should be able to, and I can ping from here. So there must be something not right with my workstation here, and why it can't ping the internet. Well, that is very strange. Well, switch that to obtain from DHCP, but that shouldn't matter. And it also could be because we are like quadruple natting here, right? Like this device is natting, this device is natting. That could be part of our problem. Which is fine. We not going to worry about that too much. So to fix that, what we could do is we could come over back to our workstation here. And let's go to here, and let's go to DNS. Oh, oops. Let's go back to DHCP, I should say. Which, of course, already had open twice now. And then let's go into our scope, and let's go into our scope options, and let's go to our DNS servers, and let's just add in our Google server. And let's go apply. And now we'll come back to our workstation. We'll do a quick ipconfig/release. and ipconfig/renew. Now it should get a new IP address, and now we can ping out. Okay. It's always DNS. Always DNS. So let's close this up for now. All right. So what have we done so far? We've got our DHCP set up. We've got our DHCP. We've got our leases. We've got our scope options. We've got our IP or DNS relay set up through here. Yeah, and I'm still boggled. I'm gonna have to look into that, see why we aren't getting. I've got DNS enabled here. I shouldn't need any specific rules out to DNS for that to work. So again, being in a lab, it's not as normally you wouldn't have to worry about that. The DNS would just work. All right, so let's go ahead now and add in our users. This video is extremely long. I'm probably going to break it up into a couple videos. All right, so let's first start by right-click on your root domain, and let's add. I always like to break this up properly. So we're going to give this Killsick Lab users. And then within this, we're going to go new. Oh, you know what? Let's rename that. While we're ahead, let's go Killsick Lab. And let's go new OU users. New OU groups. All right, so now we've got some dedicated areas we can do this. So let's just go ahead and add a couple of users. This can be whatever your organization uses. It may be first initial, last name, maybe last initial, or first name, last initial, first name. Yeah. I mean, that's for you to decide. Do what you want. The more, of course, descriptive things are, the better. We're gonna just put this as password never expires. Nowadays, I personally don't recommend doing password rotation anymore. It's not really a best practice. You end up with users forgetting their passwords all the time. Passwords on sticky notes, passwords. Yeah, it's just not worth it. Definitely set them a temp password, get them to change it at their next login, which, let's do that. And then what we'll do is we'll just go here with something super easy. Actually, I'll keep my little lab password as it is. Okay, so then we'll click next. We've got our first user created. Let's create a couple more just to have some different users that we can do some testing once we get our firewall added in. So next, sure, let's go. I don't know. I'm just picking names off the top of my head. I have yeah, so let's just add in a couple more. I have a script actually that I use for this usually. It's just a little PowerShell script that'll pull from a CSV file, fill out all the information they need, and throw them in there. Well, we got to add our man. Okay, and let's add one more user. Jeez, I don't even know. I'll just add myself. Okay, so we've got a few users. One nice thing to do, like in bigger organizations, you're probably going to come in here and you're going to put in some descriptions. IT, we can put in our office, Winnipeg, put in a telephone number, put in your email address. If you had a web page, throw a web page in there, fill out address information, Profile, this is more for when you're doing roaming profiles or you want to set up a path or a home folder. Yeah, lots of stuff. Groups. So if we refresh this, I should see a description under my name, which I do not. Why not? Did I not apply it? Why did that not stick? There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just add some descriptions to some of these other users. Manager. Telephone number. Let's put D Trump in sales. And our man Johnny will be shop manager. Sure. I don't know what this business does, but we got a few users now. And you could always, I thought we could add, if we go to view, I'm pretty sure we can add in, some more fields here. But okay, let's not worry about that. All right, let's make some groups. So let's do new group. We're going to call this one sales. We're going to make a group called IT. And we're also going to make a group for VPNs. So VPN _ users. Okay, so we've got a few groups. So let's throw myself into here. And as you can see, you can search in a variety of ways. First name, last name. We could just do DT. It should find it, depending, how many users you have. All right, so we're going to add in here. Let's add Denise. And let's add Adam. Okay, everybody else doesn't get access. All right, so now we've got some users. We got some OUs. We've got some groups. So next we are going to add in a virtual printer. So let's go to our print management. And let's go to all printers. Let's right click. Actually, can we add a printer from here? Servers, printers, add printer. There we go. So we're going to add and create a new port and add a new printer. So we're going to do a print a file. We're going to install a new driver. Oh, geez, you can just pick whatever you want here. As you can see, this doesn't have a lot. A lot of times, okay, so let's give this thing, let's go HQ, office, headquarters office, share name, HQ _ office, location, main floor. You can add in some comments if you want. This printer is located at the, if you're going to have this, you might have your branch offices all connecting back to this, and they may be getting your GPOs from here. So if they are seeing this HQ office, they may not know the Winnipeg headquarters main floor. All right, there we go. So now we've got a printer here that we can use to share out via GPO. So let's head on back over to our group policy management. And before we do that, why don't we do a small share drive as well? Normally, I would suggest you do this on a completely separate disk. But for us, we're going to, lab it up. let's call this HQ share. And then within here, so let's go here, let's go properties, let's go security. Oh wait, let's just create a, let's go users. Let's go sales, and then let's go managers, and then let's go IT. There, so now I got a few folders in there. We're going to come out, properties, sharing, let's do advanced sharing. Always start by giving everyone full control. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to do our permissions below. So I always like to come in here, go advanced, disable inheritance. We're going to convert them into explicit. And we're going to apply. Okay. So now, this folder, for instance, we can come into security. And we don't want every user to have permissions to see this. So let's... damn, I guess I screwed up. I should have removed inheritance before I... We're going to remove all inheritance. So let's add in admin, administrators group, where they're going to have full control. And then we're going to add in our IT. And they're just going to have modify access to this. And that is really all we need. And then managers. We're going to go properties. We're going to go security. Let's edit this out. First, we're going to have to come in, disable inheritance, remove all inherited objects. Oh, I guess we should have probably kept system on there, with full control. Always want to make sure your administrators have full control. And then let's add in our managers. I can't find managers. Interesting. I'll make a managers group. I did not make a managers group. Okay, so then for this, we're just going to give Denise access, and she will also have modify. And then for sales, we're going to go ahead and do that exact same process again. So disable inheritance on this. We're going to remove all. Let's re-add system with full control. Let's add in administrators with full control. And then we're going to add in our sales group with modify. And then we can also come in and let's add a new one. Let's go. This one will be just company data. Now this one, everyone will have access. Users will just have read and write, read and execute for that one. Okay, so we've got all our shares set up. We've assigned. I want to go back in IT quick and re-add system to that, just in case you do some kind of software that needs full control over that folder. Should probably have system in there. I can go back to company data and compare what our new folder, creator, owner, doesn't matter, but system administrators, those should always be in there. Okay, so our shares are done. So now let's head on over to group policy. And we are going to set up a few group policies. Okay, so we got a few options. We could either create our GPO, link it right under here, We can link it to our specific users, to our specific groups. If you really want to get granular, I mean, group policy is a whole other thing. We can come in and have certain group policies take over other group policies. Yeah, it's a whole thing. So really, for now, to keep it simple, I'm just going to start with this, and we're just going to go printer. Okay, so this is going to be our printer GPO, and of course, this is going to be applied to everybody. So let's go ahead and edit it. Now you have a few options. You have computer configuration. Just be aware that if you apply anything under computer, the computer needs to be restarted for the group policy to apply. User configuration, you can usually push with just a GP update. So let's go down to control panel. We're going to head over to printers. We're going to go new, shared printer. And we are going to, I bet you, yeah, that was my bad. I didn't list in the directory. So simple list in the directory. Now we've apparently lost our printer right here. And there it is. We're going to set this as default. Under common, I think I'm going to leave everything the way it is. You got a few options here. So you create, which is the least invasive. It'll create the printer if it's not there. Replace would be your most invasive, and it is going to replace whatever is there every 30 minutes. Update is just going to update when it sees fit. It's kind of your second in row. So you'd have create as least invasive, update is second least invasive, replace and delete are kind of in the same category. Delete, of course, would remove it if it is already there. We're just going to leave it on update since it's brand new. Something too to take in mind is if you set something to replace and say a user sets up something like, I only want to print in black, but your printer on your server that's being shared out is set to print in color. Every time this replace happens, they're going to lose their default setting that they set of print in black, or if they have another printer set as default. So be careful with replace. I usually use replace when I'm doing any kind of migration, migrating a shared folder, migrating printers to another server. We want to replace the old ones. I'll set the old ones to delete. I'll put the new ones to replace. Let that run for 24 hours. Same with shared drives for migrating a shared drive. Replace 24 hours. Next day, come switch to update. If you leave it on replace, you'll also notice that there'll be drops in connections every 30 minutes when the GPO updates itself. But yeah, anyways, let's do that. We'll hit apply. All right, so that's our printer GPO. So now we're going to come back and we're going to, and I mean here, like I said, we could get real granular. We could come in here and we could set up a GPO to just share. Maybe you only want people sharing certain folders. I haven't gone ahead and we can come into files and we can go into shares. And we could do, we could come in here and we could set under permission, under settings, we could set in enable access-based enumeration. So basically, if they do not have read permissions on a folder, they're not going to see that folder. That's something depending. I don't know if I turn that on if you're coming into an environment that's already set up, but let's turn it on here. So let's go to our, again, keep it simple. Let's create a new GPO. HQ map, HQ drive map. And let's go OK. And let's edit this. Again, let's do this at the user level. So let's go to control panel. Windows settings, drive maps. New map drive. Location, we're going to find our, what are we doing here? Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, let's select the drive letter. Well, actually, let's map this out first. So, one easy way to do this is come in here, find your drive map, properties, sharing, and there you go. Copy paste. And of course, now we got to find our thing right here. Paste that in. We can label it if we want to. I mean, yeah, we could just give it Sure. Let's give it HQ share. Use first available. Actually, let's set this to a default letter. So let's make this H. Give it H drive. Common. Same thing. I wouldn't really worry about anything there. You could do item level targeting if you want to target to a specific item, like a user, WMI query, a site, a security group. Yeah, again, group policy is amazingly powerful. Okay, so we've got now a few objects in here that we can use to test out.